Yo, 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 what's good with it? Welcome to Perfect Shot Media and Solo TV. We got a special interview today, and we got a special guest, Jordan the Jet Hayes.
What's down, man?
Uh-huh.
I know
We,
what it is.
okay. So, man, we want to get right into the interview. We already know you the hottest running back that's coming out of Ruston, Louisiana, and that's coming from the Bearcats, to be exact. And we're gonna tell. Hey, I just want to get into it where you was raised at and where you was born, and then we'll get into the rest of it later on.
Uh, came from born and raised in Louisiana.
Ruston, Louisiana.
Yeah,
Uh huh. So what was it? The west side, east side, pretty,
east, west, both of them.
both of them.
Really came from both.
Okay.
Yeah,
And you came from. How about your mom? You came from a family of
16,
16.
the last one,
The
baby.
last one.
Yeah, the baby.
The last one had to come out
Yeah,
talented, huh?
yeah.
Okay, that's a bad. That's a bad. So, so with you being from Ruston, Louisiana, and you going through of how you was raised and born, you know what I'm saying, and
Yeah.
the struggle and all that, and what's making you the man that you became today, and just running that ball. What's the motivation behind it? What's the motivation behind you going touchdown after touchdown and stuff like that?
Really, I came from a family, 16, being the last one, always motivated me to go hard every game because I'm trying to be the one to get my family out the hood. Get my mother out the hood, she's struggling with her stuff, take care of my brothers and sisters. And I'm the one that was given the talent by God, so I feel like I can go far by doing the things, being that role model for my people, having people look up to me so I can, go to the next level. So that always motivated me to go to the next level because I got a huge family that I got to take care of.
So yeah,
It's
you
in
got
my hands, so I got to do it for
yeah,
them. So
you got
I
a
can't
huge
fail.
family and a huge fan base, and with you speaking of people just looking up to you, man. You got the young generation that's looking up to you. You got your nieces and nephews looking up to you, and that's kind of a hard bargain to take on your journey to go to the next level. So with you just starting up in football, who pretty much gave you that structure to just, hey, I'm gonna play football? Was it family or was it friends or was it somebody that just came randomly?
Nah, it was like I was born to play football. Like soon, I came out the womb, I was already big and buff, so I knew I was gonna be good at something. So as soon as I put a football in my hand, start running around with it, I already knew that I was gonna be something one day. So
Yeah,
yeah, that motivated me.
yeah. I remember as a kid, man. You was a little chump, man. I'm talking about big head. You know what I'm saying? And you was probably doing like 25 push-ups when you was probably like 5 years old. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I saw that back then too, but with speaking of your older brothers,
yeah.
how did they, play a role in you getting into football as well?
Just the supporting system, supporting cage, they ain't have it when they were coming up. So I feel like they was doing it for me because they ain't have it. So they wanted me to have a supporting system so I can push myself and have somebody behind me, when I'm feeling down. So I feel like they did played a huge part in doing it because they ain't have it when they came up.
Yeah, that's what family all about, and that's
Yeah,
pretty much what brothers all about. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like leading the next person, and with all of your brothers being there right on time to put you through middle school, to put you through high school, and all that. That was like a blessing from God. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody don't get that, and everybody don't have family members that get that support. So, man, that's real right there. That's real love. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And so, speaking of you just playing football, Ruston High,
Yeah.
Ruston High. When you got into Ruston High, you went through middle school. You got into Ruston High, and I think that's really when your career started, man, because you started taking off, and,
Yeah.
and your name changed to the Jet. You know what I'm saying? How did that come along? The
So,
Jet.
so it was my sophomore year. I think we were playing at LCA. I think I ran the ball. Then the commentator was like, the jet, he was just saying it because he wasn't really calling me that first. He was just saying jets, takes off and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Next game, they just start calling me the jet and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they gave me that name, Nick Braun. the commentator from Wrestling, he gave me that name.
Shout
So
out
that's
to
how
Nick
I
Brown.
really, shout out to Nick Brown. He really gave me that name, though.
The
for real.
Jet, man. That's
Yeah.
real life, man. Cause when you take off, when you get
Yeah.
that ball in your hand, man, and you take off, and you know it seems like nothing can't stop you, nothing can't hold you back, and it seems like you're running for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I know you had, you know, a grandma that played a major part in your life.
Yeah.
You know, speak a little bit about that.
When I was little, I used to always go with my grandma's. It was this dude, I forgot his name, who he was, but we used to always play in the yard. You know, my grandma used to have a little yard in the front. I always used to play in the yard one-on-one. We used to trick each other, you know. One
Yeah.
time I had tricked him, my teeth had fell out. Yeah, we used to play in my grandma's yard and stuff like this. She used to always come out, give us a little popsicle or whatever, you know, and stuff like that. So it started there.
And she always knew that you was gonna be something.
Yeah, she always knew I was gonna be one of the ones that do something for my family and stuff like that. So I still gotta take that in and keep going because I can't fail. I can't
Yeah.
fail. Yeah.
So when you running that ball, all I see is your grandma behind you.
Yeah.
You just going, you taking off.
Yeah.
You got a reason to take off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's to take off to another journey. Now you out of high school. Now you about to go to a different level. You got college on the line. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with you going through high school, and the first time you went, y'all lost, right?
Lost.
Okay. How did that feel, man?
Man, first time being in the dome, bro.
New
Really?
Orleans, to be exact.
New Orleans, my
Yeah.
sophomore year, man. I really didn't think I was gonna play that much, but I got in a lot. So the first time being on that field, all them lights shining bright on me.
Yeah.
When I'm in the game, all the people in the stands. So it was a big moment for me, but I think I performed pretty well. But we still came out, lost. But it was a close game. I felt like we could have won, but we was just too shocked by the crowd. You know, it was our first time, so we didn't know how to react.
Yeah.
So we was just,
And
we was
that's-
really stunned by all the people that were there. We ain't never been in their environment before, so
Yeah.
we was still. But
And that's pretty much how it go, man. It's like, you know, it's like a shock. You know what I'm saying? Your first time, and you got that, you know, you're nervous, and then you got to get that. It's pretty much like you got to throw up first and get that out of the way.
Yeah.
So with that first time being there, man, and it was the same quarterback, right? Brandy, right?
nah, first year was Jay Osborne, number 4.
Okay.
That was my sophomore year. Then Josh, the next 2 years.
Okay. So y'all lost the first time.
Yeah, by 6.
Okay.
So, 10,
You
17.
went back the next year. And you did what?
We won.
You won. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me about that, man. Get that to hold that trophy in your hand,
Well,
and to know that you ran all these yards, you got all these touchdowns. You
Yeah.
helped the team in a way.
yeah,
You know
but
what I'm saying? So
thing
ahead.
is, though, when you be that guy on a certain football team, you got teams that are going to plan, game plan only for you.
yeah,
They ain't worrying about nobody else. So what I did was I went out the whole season of 2023. I had a historic season. So when I got to the Dome, Zachary, they was game planning just for me. They weren't worrying about nobody else. So that's why three had his game, because nobody went game planning for him. That's why he had the game that he had and I didn't.
Yeah.
Because they stacked the box. They stacked like 9 people in the box just for me. So I feel like when you that guy, you got to be prepared for those times when you ain't going to get no 100 yards or you ain't going to get no touchdowns. You ain't going to get that many carries because the team is game planning only for you because you a star on the team. People got to realize that you can't be upset at it. You got to be proud. So I was still happy because I won the state championship.
Yeah.
And my teammate Josh, he helped me, win it. And I ain't do nothing, but I was still proud that I was a champion because I knew what I did throughout the season. I know I helped my team get there, so I wasn't even mad at that. But
Yeah.
just to let you young cats know, bro, when you the guy on the team and you do everything in the season, and when you get to the promised land, you don't do nothing, you have more years to be in that same position and play a big game.
So that's I'm pretty much seeing what you're saying. So you're saying when y'all got in that state championship game,
Yeah.
like you wasn't able to do what you needed to do in
Yeah.
order to help the team because the defense was strictly built around you. So
Game planning only for me.
everybody else had to play their part.
Everybody else had to do what they did.
Yes,
so
sir.
that's why Josh had a big game because
sir.
nobody went game planning for him.
So-
it was strictly focused on number 0. You know, they
So
did that, man.
if you look at that, we just had a Super Bowl. We just had a Super Bowl last year, and
Yo,
they did the same thing to Barkley. He didn't have a touchdown, didn't do
right.
nothing that game. So it's pretty much like you said,
Yep.
the star player. They're gonna build their defense around that,
Stake
and
the
then
box.
that's how they gonna
That's
roll
how
with the
it do.
team.
That's how it be.
Yep. So I feel that. So y'all won that state champion, man.
Right.
Y'all won that, and you got home.
Yeah.
You got home. You got all that out of you. Got your family surrounding you, man. You had your whole family at the game, and how did they take that in, man?
I feel like they was happy, but they were disappointed because I didn't have a big game in the dome, which
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
So I told them the team that we played against Zachary, they had game plan against me. It was nothing I can do. I was trying to do the best I can, but when you got a team that's stacking the box with not 10 linebackers, like 3 linebackers, all them safeties in the box, it's impossible to try to get through there and make something happen. So
Yeah.
they were disappointed, but I told them what happened.
That's
They were
what's up.
still disappointed after that though.
I mean,
That's,
I respect it either way. You know what I'm saying? Because your family want to support you. They want to cheer for you at the end of the day. So I understand that. But so you winning that state champion, man, and then y'all go back a third time.
Yeah, third time I don't know what happened, bro. First thing, everybody saying that we should have went down there the day before.
Yeah.
We went down there the day of, which woke up so early. Woke up at like 4:30 to go down there. Got there we got there like 1 o'clock. We played at 3.
Yeah.
So we had to quickly get dressed. We had to slip our stuff on and get ready. So I feel like people feel like there was a problem because we should have went down there the day before. But going back to the dome when we went sophomore year, when we went down there the day before, something happened. Dude was smoking in the hotel and messed it up. So the coach said he wasn't gonna do that no more. So we went down there the day of, and that's why people think we got blew out.
What was the score?
Shit, I don't remember. Like, it was some 45-0. We didn't score. Terrible.
So that was last year, man.
Last year.
Last year of high school.
Yeah.
Your third time going to the state champ, and y'all lose.
Terrible.
Terrible.
Embarrassing.
I mean, sometimes that's how life goes. It just.
Yeah.
But it just making you stronger in order to go to the next level, because you only going if you continue to grow and you want to continue your football legacy.
Yeah.
You started from high school, now you're going to college. The next thing is you want to go to the pros. You want to go to the NFL. So it's gonna get, you're gonna have those games and those days where you can't stand out like you want to stand out. You know what I'm saying? But with you being out of high school, man, you graduating and stuff like that, now you're on to the next level, you're going to college, man. What's the next moves in life? What's the next moves in life? Just with you about to move out, you about to pretty much be on your own. You still got your family here to support. But what's your next major move with you going to college, this year?
Strictly business, man. When I go down there, I mean, it's gonna be female, coming at me, but like, I ain't gonna be worrying about that. I'm trying to get down there and go to a D1 level school.
Yeah.
So I feel like when I go down there, I'm gonna be really focused on my schoolwork. I'm gonna try to get better at that, progress at that, be on top of my books first. Then I already know what I'm gonna do on the field, so that ain't nothing for me to worry about. I already know what I'm capable of doing on the field, so really I'm gonna be putting all my effort into the schoolwork. Then the football field gonna speak for itself. I'm already talented at that. Not being cocky in them, but I know what the gifts God gave me, so I ain't really too much worried about this. So I'm gonna do what I do with the classroom, then Rick shop on the field like I did the rest of the time. It's gonna be the same thing.
So you pretty much got everything situated, man, because I like the way you put that. You gotta get those grades. You gotta get those grades right first. You ain't worrying about the females or nothing like that, man. You gotta get in there and grind and show them what you got inside in those books and on that field. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And you still got your family here to support and all of that, man. But at the end of the day, like, how could you put it all together with just your family, man? Because you come from a family of 16. You got your mom, you got your dad, you got all your brothers, you got all your sisters, man. How does that feel at the end of the day?
Uh, really, I don't really feel. I feel pressure a lot because I'm the last dude in the family, and everybody just telling me, man, you the one that can make a lot of money to take your family. So I feel a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I don't really care about none of that because I know what I'm capable of doing. I know I'm gonna go pro. You gotta be confident in yourself. If you ain't confident, then I don't know what you're doing. So the confidence on my end is at a high. So I feel like when people tell me, man, you gotta do this, I already got it locked in my head that I'm gonna do it anyway. So I got the talent. I just need to get better in my books. And when I went with that, man, I go far, you know. So it's good with me.
So, man, okay, so let's get ready to wrap this up, man. And I just want to give you something real quick. You know what I'm saying? God works in mysterious ways. So if you see a sign, read it and make sure you pay attention to it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And keep on going. You know, you got your family behind you. You know, you got your friends behind you. You got a lot of support behind you. And we here to cheer you on. We here to keep you pushing and keep you going forward instead of going backwards.
Yeah.
So I always think about, whenever you get a negative thought in your mind, I always think about my family. I'm here to do this for my family. I'm here to grind for my family. When I get this ball in my hand, I'm going to take off for my family, because you know where you want to be at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So don't never let nobody talk you down or talk you out of there, because you got it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Jordan the Jet Hayes. You know what I'm saying? Person Shot Media, Solo TV. Y'all stay tuned.